If you came across this today, my friend, you're meant to hear this because, well, most probably I feel that you've been through a lot. You've been tested. You've been through tests. But some of you have made it through. Some of you have passed the tests. And you feel that. I want to share 10 signs today with you that you can recognize you've passed the test. And of course, today with this message, I'm sharing the painting called Crystallization of Knowledge that is so deeply associated with this process of ascension you're moving through, where you transform the pain into the process and, well, challenges into wisdom. If you resonate with today's day, which is the 3rd of March, 3-3, in numerology called the Master, the Master Teacher. Well, it means that you've been through incredible tests. Not just once, but most probably repeatedly. And while life didn't hand you easy lessons, most probably life was for you quite a tough journey. It put you through fire. Why? So you would rise up like a phoenix, right? So it would strip away illusions, forced you to confront your shadows, right? And shaped you into someone who now carries wisdom beyond your years. Is that you? Is that you? Because I have a message for you. How can you know that you've passed the tests? Well, you can know that you've passed the test because you stop reacting the way you used to. That's how you know. The things that used to trigger you, people, situations, or certain type of setbacks don't shake you anymore. Instead of frustration, you feel a deep sense of peace. Do you feel that? Because that's how you know you passed the test. God gave you tests because He sees in you. He sees in you what you couldn't see. It only came to life when you almost wanted to give up. But you didn't because you knew something strong will come through. And it did. Look at you. Look at you. That's what came through. So, my friend, do you feel like you've stopped reacting the way you used to? Because there's a wiser way to approach life. You've learned there's a wiser way to approach life, right? You don't need to react, you can actually respond. And that's a beautiful difference. What's the difference? Well, the difference is you react immediately. It's completely immediate. It happens in a moment. But to respond means you take a deep breath and you maybe think about it. And as you think about it, you already know, okay, there's many different options I can choose. So I will choose the one that's maybe the healthiest, the most truthful, the most honest. So I don't react out of fear, I respond out of love maybe, or whatever it is. This is a sign of wisdom. This is a sign that you've passed the test. The second one is that opportunities you once chased started chasing you. Whoa, how many of you feel that? The opportunities you once chased start chasing you. What used to feel impossible is now unfolding effortlessly. You no longer have to force doors open, they open for you. So, well, usually it happens the way that we start meeting synchronicities. And how many times you experience now, like you think about, you would need to meet that certain specific person, and then at some very strange places, you go somewhere because of certain tasks or responsibilities, and then through synchronicities you meet someone that has exactly what you needed. Things like that are happening to me often, and that's how I recognize, okay, I passed the test because, well, things are now happening for me. I'm not chasing them anymore. I'm not chasing opportunities. They come to me. You see, you don't need to chase anything. Just do the work and things will start coming to you. And that's how you know that you've passed the test. The third sign that you've passed the test is that people who drained you start falling away. How many of you have noticed that? That's something that so many people recognize on their path because, well, you used to fight with them. You used to be so triggered by them. You used to be so drained by them and exhausted. And you've been complaining and worrying and overthinking. But then you stopped caring. You stopped caring about them because they truly don't know you. They have an opinion about you, and that's their truth about who they think you are. And once you figure that out, you've stopped caring what they think. You've stopped giving too much of yourself to them because you've recognized you're too sacred to be shared with someone who doesn't value you, who doesn't see you for who you are. So you've just stopped caring so much. And that's where these kind of people started falling away from your life because you don't need this kind of lessons anymore. You see, life gives you what you need, not what you want. And once you learn the lesson, it falls away. The challenge falls away. Certain relationships may just fade without any drama. And you don't even feel the need to hold on. You finally understand that not everyone was meant to stay, and that's okay. Certain people are just these seasonal people who are there to trigger you, and that's so true. You know, universe sometimes brings people into your life that will trigger you because your potential can only come through when you heal these triggers, when you move through, because these triggers will take you to places you would otherwise never go. They will take you to knowledge and wisdom that otherwise you would never search. And they will introduce you to strength and compassion and some kind of intelligence that otherwise you would never discover. That's why sometimes you need people who trigger you. Like I was growing up in an environment, I was constantly triggered by my mother because she was constantly pushing her opinions onto me, like what I should do, what would be the most appropriate for me. And because of that, I was always inspired to move away as soon as I can, and that's what I did. And because of that, I became independent as soon as possible. And because of that, I became free at a very young age. And because of that, I was able to explore everything I wanted to explore. And because of that, I've started building a life that's meaningful to me at a very young age. And I'm forever grateful now for my mother and for my environment where I've been growing up, because if it would be more perfect, most probably I would never look for ways that freed me. So yes, but when we start doing something like that, well, people who drained us start falling away, and that's a sign that you have passed the test. Congratulations, my friends, you've done some great work. The fourth sign is that your prayers change. Your prayers change. You stop begging for things and start thanking God for what you already have. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that shift a long time ago. Because in the past, we're kind of taught that you should kind of beg for something. Please, may it come true. And things like that. But we know so many people who pray like that and it never happens. So what changed the most for me was that I've started thanking for what I already have. I've started thanking for the simple things. I've started thanking for my talents, for my gifts, for my challenges. I've started thanking for everything. And more I was thanking for everything, more I've started seeing a way through it. And when you recognize this, you recognize, okay, the way you pray, the way you set an intention has changed. It's a sign of ascension. It's a sign of a shift you've achieved inside of you. Because now you are not reacting to life out of lack. You're responding to life out of gratitude. Even when painful lessons come, you feel like they are gifts to you, because they are in some way. This is a sign that you passed the test. How many of you feel that? How many of you are grateful? Let me know in the comment section. I am grateful to see how many of you are already shifting through. You see on this painting that I'm sharing today, the pyramid, and there are staircases. You will see out of books there are lotus flowers, the symbol of wisdom. But then out of lotus flowers, there comes the dust. The dust is like, now I have wisdom. Now I have the material. Now I have to shape it. So this dust turns into rocks, and then we shape rocks into staircase. So that's how we make wisdom practical, and then through practice, through trial and error, we begin to bloom. That's why there are flowers around the brain later in the painting. So yes, if you're feeling that, you pass the test. The fifth sign you pass the test is that you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself. You trust your path, your growth, and your decisions. Validation from others doesn't matter the way it used to. Do you feel that? What you need most probably at this point is validation from your own heart. If your own heart says this is the right thing, that's it, right? You don't need to explain yourself to anyone, because you've started at the first place because your soul was ignited by it, right? So do you need any kind of explanation for that? No. Just create results, and they will inspire someone as well. The sixth sign you pass the test is that you experience unexpected peace in uncertain situations because you're not triggered by them anymore. Now you have faith. You have trust in life. You know that everything works for the good, for the greater good. And because in the past challenges, you've recognized that even the hardest challenges happened for your own good, for your own evolution. Now you know that even uncertain times hold within blessings that you are about to see. So therefore, you are at peace with yourself. Doesn't matter what's happening, you're at peace with yourself. You've learned to ground yourself into the earth and to expand yourself into the cosmos, and therefore you're connected. Is that you, my friend? Even when you don't know what's next, you're not afraid anymore. You just know things are aligning for you. This is a sign of mastery. This is a sign that the master teacher is awakening inside of you, recognizing that you've come to the point where you're not afraid anymore. Now you're not led by fear, you're led by love, inspiration, and freedom. It doesn't mean that you are perfect in this. It doesn't mean that you've just fully mastered it. But it means that you're experiencing glimpses of it more frequently, like you're less afraid. You may still go back into worry sometimes, but you know it's just your old self. You forgive to yourself, and you center yourself once again into peace, into gratitude, into love for life. Yeah, congratulations for that. The seventh sign you've passed the test is that the things you once feared no longer have power over you. Like, for example, failure. You feared failure. You feared loneliness. You maybe feared rejection. How many of you have feared rejection? And that's why you haven't maybe tried that new job opportunity, or you haven't called that special person out, or you haven't tried that passion project because you feared that you will fail, or that you will be rejected, or that you will end up lonely if you will go into this spiritual path maybe, or if you will go into this path of building a business or initiating an idea that calls you. Because of fearing being alone, you were postponing it, but you've stopped because now you're wiser. What used to feel like the end of the world now feels like just another step forward. And if that's you, it's a sign that you've passed the test. You're going beyond fear. And that's where true freedom happens, right? That's where true freedom happens. The things you once feared no longer have power over you. Just remember that they no longer have power over you. No. The eighth sign is that you start noticing little coincidences, synchronicities. Yeah, you see numbers, beautiful. You find these parking spots, yeah, wonderful. But you see more of them. You see messages in songs. You see the right book finds you. You go out and you meet the right person. You're looking for maybe a new job. You're not even looking for it. It just finds you. You're thinking about new great opportunity. It just appears eventually. You don't wait for anything. You know it happens when the time is right. So you're not waiting. You're just initiating what inspires you, what comes through you as the whisper of life. You're aligned with life now, and that's powerful. So you've started noticing these synchronicities, these meaningful signs and reminders that pop up in your life, reassuring you that you're exactly where you need to be. This is how a master teacher lives. He or she listens to the voice of life, and life speaks through synchronicities. Most people live in programs of their beliefs that were projected onto them through their environments, through their experiences of the past, and through the knowledge they've learned in the system. But you see through that, you see through the lines, and you read now the signs of life. Follow the signs, my friend. The ninth sign you pass the test is that you feel tested less often. Life doesn't feel like a constant struggle anymore. The lessons were hard, but you learned them. Now you're moving into a season of ease. And something powerful that I can relate to this one is that when something went wrong for me in the past, I was reacting to it so hardly. I was stressed, I was anxious, I thought my world is falling apart. Now if I see that something feels like it's falling apart, I just know, oh, I'm attached to something that's outdated. So I don't even react to it anymore. Now I'm just okay because I know something new is beginning and I'm aware of what is starting. So I feel less and less tested because I know it's all just a journey. It's all just a journey and we are flowing through life. And the last one, the 10th one, you realize the journey matters more than the destination. Powerful one, right? You're not waiting when you will come to this destination, to that goal, when you will meet it. It's about the journey. It's about the lessons you learn. It's about the growth you experience. It's about the wonderful connections you make and the beautiful conversations you have. The life you prayed for is here. Yeah, it's here right now as you're listening to this. The life you prayed for is here, but the real blessing was who you became in the process. This is the real blessing. It's who you became and what you've learned. That's what makes you special, right? That's when people recognize, yeah, I loved all these challenges. They were hard for my ego, but empowering for my soul. So every time when we move through something hard, of course it's hard for the ego, but it's always rewarding for the soul. So can you live your life more in your soul and less in your ego? The society is driven by ego. The awakening is driven by the soul. Where are you standing right now? Where are you standing, my friend? Because as you see in this painting, at the end, all this journey, this spiral moves into a ball of light. It crystallizes. That's why it's called crystallization of knowledge, because knowledge crystallizes into wisdom. And then wisdom, well, crystallizes into beingness. Yeah, you become everything you've been through. You become the potential of everything that was born inside of you when you've been through something hard. To become the potential is the path, right? And to become the potential means to remove everything that doesn't allow you to become it. And that's called purification. We all go through it. So congratulations, my friend. You have done a great work. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comment section which sign of these 10 ones resonate with you the most. Don't worry if you don't feel all of this. You will eventually. Remember, you are on a path. It's not about destination. It's about walking the path, doing the work, and every single day showing up, being accountable. Yeah, because it's, at the end of the day, it's you. It was always you that can be the change that you wish to see. So my friend, I hope you found great value in today's message. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. And if you would like to get a copy of it, go onto AttractPassion.com, where you will see prints of my art in different sizes. If you write crystallization of knowledge into the search, you will find this one. You can put it somewhere where it will inspire you, bring you the energy that you maybe need on this transformative journey. Put it somewhere where you will see it every single day. It's a very powerful one, and it will support your journey. You can also find all of my other paintings there, so check it out. And maybe you've noticed in the recent videos I've started putting in my art once again. To those of you who are new here, I'm a painter, and for most of the time on this channel I've been making videos like this. I'm playing a little bit, but when I feel I need to put in my art to support the message even more, that's what I do. So I hope you've enjoyed in this one, and also big thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. See you there, my friends, and till next time, one love.